Hey everyone, today we are going to be building this right here. It is for wine. You can hold 3 things of wine and things of wine. It can hold 3 bottles of wine, and it can hold between 4 and 6 wine glasses on these little racks here. And we're trying out a new finishing technique, which honestly looks really, really good. So let's get into it. But one of the first things I need is a 1x10. Now, I cannot find a straight 1x10 at my local big box store, so I'm going to use some of the birdhouse that I recycled, and I'm going to make my own. It'll look a little bit strange. Alright, so I'm going to try something a little bit different for this video. I'm going to cut out all of my pieces and tell you what they are afterwards. If this is your first time watching me, or you're part of the 91% that watch but are not subscribed, consider subscribing. I have over 50 videos containing small projects similar to this one for you to watch and maybe even try yourself. And at any point, you can unsubscribe. Thanks. Let's move on. Okay, so all my material is 1x material, and starting from the left-hand side, it's 1.5 inches by 9 inches. You have 2 of those. 1 inches by 9 inches, and you have 2 of those. 2 3/4 of an inch by 9 inches. 3/4 of an inch by 3/4 of an inch. 2 16.5 inch long pieces, 5.5 inches wide, and 2 9-inch wide pieces that are 14 3/4 of an inch long. Now the next thing I need that I do not have is a 3.5 inch hole saw, because I need to put 3 holes in this. Now, since our holes are going to be 3.5 inches long, we do want to have them nice and evenly centered. So if you make a mark at 3.25 inch, 8.25 inch, and 13.25 inch, and double check when you flip it the other side that your lines line up. I'm just going to use one side. I'm going to mark each of those lines. And you're going to measure in 2 3/4 of an inch. That is going to be your halfway mark on all of these. Okay, so it's the next day. I got a 3.5 inch hole saw, and we're just going to put in those holes like we planned. I'm going to do a quick little round over on the inside of each of these holes just to make it look a little bit nicer. If you're new to routers and you're routing something on the inside, remember, thumb, point, that's the direction you go. So I'm going to be going like that, clockwise. If you're on the outside, same thing, thumb outside, and you go that way. So keeping that in mind.
Stop it. Get some help.
Okay, all that's sanded. I'm happy with it. By the time I'm done with it, you're not really going to see much of any of this anyways. Now we're going to be doing a little bit of pre-drilling. So here's my plan. I have pocket holes in both of these already. Otherwise, I would just pre-drill the other ones. But since I already have these pocket holes, I'm going to put those on the top. I'm going to pre-drill the bottom in from here, and those will go up, and that should give me a pretty solid result. Okay, I am going to basically line this up with the corner here and just go like so. Do that on both sides. Now, if you're offended by me drilling through my table, it's a work table. It's meant for it. That's the whole idea. And you already know that I'm going to use pocket holes, or pocket hole screws. Okay, so I just attached the bottom and now I'm working on attaching the top. I got 2 pocket hole screws already slotted in here. At this point, top or bottom, it doesn't really matter which one is which, but we're starting to come to life here. So I think it makes the most sense to actually construct this piece, the opposite, which is here, and this piece, all as individual things, components. Then we will stain them, and then we will glue them on to the rest of this. I think that makes the most sense. We glue down this line. Okay, so now I need this 3/4 inch block to be perfectly centered, and I'm thinking that's gonna be really hard to do. But I do know one thing about this piece of wood here, and it's that it's 2 3/4 of an inch long or wide. So I'm just came up with this genius idea. Well, we already made a jig to center this completely perfectly. Oh, I forgot to hit record, but here we are. We're just applying a single coat of stain. Assembling this on its side will be the easiest way to do it. And this will get assembled with glue and brad nails. Nothing complicated here.
I measure from the inside 3.5 inches to find the center for placing this.
This next part is going to be a little bit weird, but we are going to be taking Vaseline, yes, and we are going to be putting it in some certain areas, mostly along edges and places that would see a lot of wear.
I started doing this with a silicone brush. It's just way more convenient and easier to use.
And this little bit that I'm putting here is to simulate like cups that have been placed here a lot of times.
And for this part, I'm just using a glossy black spray paint, and I'm going to spray it on every single inch of this thing, except for the very bottom, because you're not going to see the bottom, so I'll just leave that as stain.
All right, we'll let that set overnight, and then we will wipe off all the Vaseline. I think it's gonna work, and I think it's gonna look really cool. All right, it's a new day. Let's see if this finishing technique actually works. I doubt that Matthew Peach would have left me astray.
I have to say this is probably the easiest way to get this type of chipped paint finish. Anytime I've ever done this, I've been using a sander and quite painstakingly just sanding away bits of the paint. But this seems to have no damage on the underlying wood, and being able to like stain it and then paint it can give a really cool look as well. Let me know what you guys think about this finish. I think it's really cool. Very neat.
All right, so this here is for wine, and you can take a cup and just slide it in. The larger end of wine glasses, you should be able to get 2. The smaller end, kind of like these, you can probably hang 3 on each row, which is pretty good. 3 bottles of wine can fit through here, kind of like this can of spray paint, but they'll actually stick all the way through and, you know, stay there. So this is the project. It's pretty cool. All right, now let's talk money, price for this. If I were to sell this, I would probably ask between $60 and $80. Are you gonna make a million of these and sell them? Probably not, but it's a pretty neat project and it's a really neat finish idea, but you can use this finish on so many different project ideas. But I've been seeing this project online everywhere. Like, I see it probably 3 or 4 times a day. So I wanted to give it a shot and I think it turned out really nice. And I'm going to try and sell this one for between $60 and $80. Hopefully I can get that. It took a fair bit of work, but not really. Most of the time was spent finishing. In reality, it's a very simple project and you can throw it together really quickly, but there's just a lot of waiting period. If you guys enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think about this finish. And as always, I will see you in the next one.